Welcome FSPA viewers, I'm Joel Harris.
And I'm Carmen Thomas.
It's unbelievable that another convention is just about to start.
Join us as we kick off this themed show with stories about a local doctor helping cancer patients fight a disease against unbelievable odds.
And we'll meet some artists that have unbelievable creations.
We talk to our student body to see what unbelievable talents they have.
And lastly, we talk to our basketball coach who had just had his most unbelievable season of his career.
All that is coming up on this special edition of
The Blake Buzz.
Is a doctor of immunology at Moffitt Cancer Center. Her work is vital to the ongoing fight against this terrible disease.
And WBUZ reporter Jordan Letty interviews her about her courageous efforts to help her patients every day.
I was an undergrad, so I was in college. My whole life I'd wanted to be a marine biologist. I really enjoyed studying invertebrates, corals mostly. So I wanted to study the Great Barrier Reef and, kind of work towards rescuing the dying coral reefs. And I was during my internship, so I was halfway through college, and I had a summer internship at the Marine Research Institute in St. Pete. And during that time, I had a health scare, which landed me at Moffitt Cancer Center. And if anyone has kind of been through that, they can tell you that it's just one of those experiences where you go in and you're not sure if you have cancer or not, and you get a test done, and then you come back a couple weeks later and they tell you how it went. And those weeks can be very scary. And so I actually came back and had what's called a benign diagnosis, meaning I didn't have cancer. And it was one of those really relieving moments where I was just, my life was changed, right? I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I can go back to, studying marine biology and go back to scuba diving and kind of chase that dream. But as I was walking out of the office, Moffitt has these really long hallways. And I was walking out of the doctor's office down the hallway, and all these other patients were kind of coming the opposite direction. It felt like I was kind of going against the stream. And they weren't all getting the same diagnosis I was. Some of them were getting a cancer diagnosis, and they were dealing with a lot of difficult things ahead. And that kind of image stuck with me after I left. And I realized that while I was very fortunate to not have cancer, that many other people didn't get that same bit of information. And so I finished up my internship that summer, and before fall, I went and changed my major and decided to work in cancer research. And that's how I started at Moffitt. And that's kind of how I found myself doing this kind of work. It's kind of combining those two things that I love, marine biology and cancer research. I wouldn't have believed it when I was younger that I would be taking ecology, leaving marine biology behind, but taking that with me into cancer research and using that to try and help our patients. Our motto is to contribute to the prevention and cure of cancer. And it's a very different motto than what I had originally started to do in marine biology.
Wow, what an amazing and heartwarming story.
Good luck, Kim, and keep up the good work.
Now we turn to a few artists and highlight their unbelievable talents.
One artist designs and creates her own clothing, and the other creates mechanical art.
Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Faith Grayson. I'm a sophomore at Blake High School, and my hobby is crochet. I've been doing it for about, I'd say, a year and a half. I really picked it up, and I've been doing so much with it. I've made hats, I've made sweaters, I've made a sweater vest, I've made placemats, coasters. Honestly, anything you could think of, I've at least tried to make it. It's kind of become a little side hustle of mine. I have actually a website. It's called crochet.shop. where I sell mostly hats. And, I wouldn't say it's been the most profitable thing in the world, but, every now and then I get some money, and I think that's pretty helpful. So I'm glad that, I've been able to broaden my horizons and find new things that I like.
So I do kind of multimedia art. A lot of my pieces, I do drawing, I do sculpting, I do a little bit of painting. But my favorite thing to do, I'm really interested in mechanical stuff like this. It's pretty simple mechanically, but the way that they kind of look like dying animals or something, I like that dichotomy of animal and machine, or like human and machine. My main inspiration from this was There's an artist named Peter Valek, and he has a YouTube channel where he posts videos of these kind of trash robots that are kind of just crawling around on the floor. They're very noisy, super chaotic. So that was one of my big inspirations for that. The meaning is more like the actual action of what it's doing and what it looks like. That's kind of where the meaning is.
Amazing work, guys. Hey Carmen, what's your unbelievable skill?
I can write with both my left and right hand. What about you?
I can pick up things with my toes.
Oh, well, we wanted to know what unbelievable skills our fellow students have. So we hit the campus with this special edition of Word on the Street.
I can sing the ABCs backwards, and I also scuba dive.
I can catch anything in my mouth. Very easily grapes or gummy bears, no matter how high or far you toss them, I can catch them every time. It's my favorite party trick.
I know how to ski, that is my skill.
I can do a kickflip.
To how to code and program. Believe it or not, I'm trying to get my software engineering.
I can play the harmonica.
I didn't cry during Up the first time I watched it.
I'm really flexible for a guy.
I can do the worm like really well.
I can smell colors.
Wow, it's not surprising that we have some talented students here at Blake.
Oh, indeed.
Next up, we had an unbelievable run to the state basketball championships with a 26-6 record. The Yellow Jackets made it all the way to the final championships game, but lost to the school in Miami, Norland.
Head coach Fred Lewis talked to us about his unbelievable season, which he had the most wins of his long coaching career.
Yeah, we had a great season. We made it all the way to the state championship, lost in the finals, but it was a great experience, great season for us. Yeah, so overall we were 26 wins, 6 losses. Started out great, then we hit a little rough patch where we lost a couple of games, but then we got it back together right before the playoffs, played good basketball, and we were able to get through the playoffs all the way to the championship game. It was the most wins I've had in the season as a coach, the most fun I've had as a coach. The guys, they really bought into playing together, playing as a team, playing for the team. You know, nobody played selfish, everybody put the team first, and we were able to accomplish some amazing things.
Amazing and unbelievable story, and an awesome season for our Yellow Jackets.
That's it on this episode of The Blake Buzz.
Thanks for watching, and we cannot wait to see you all
in Orlando.